If you've been to Paris, chances are you've also been to Arc de Triomphe, or you've probably heard about it. Why are we talking about this monument in France tonight? Well, because Donald Trump seems to want a similar one in the United States, reportedly. He seems to be drawing inspiration from the French. He wants to leave his mark by building a Paris-style arch. Remember yesterday on the show we told you about the mega White House dinner that was held, where Trump unveiled this plan? President Trump on Wednesday welcomed nearly 130 deep-pocketed donors, allies, representatives of major companies for a dinner at the White House to reward them for their pledged contributions to the massive new ballroom at the White House. The ballroom, remember, comes at a huge price, with the price tag now estimated to be $250 million. In fact, it is the most significant renovation that Trump is undertaking during his second term at the White House. Now, this arch plan has created quite a buzz, though there is still no price tag attached to that yet. In President Trump's own words, it's going to be really beautiful, quote unquote. The arch would stand at the Washington end of Memorial Bridge, which spans the Potomac River from Arlington, Virginia. At the dinner, President Trump showed off 3 different size models of the arch, which will feature a statue of Lady Liberty on top. He said the largest one was his favorite. The proposed arch, bearing a striking resemblance to the Arc de Triomphe in Paris, the famous monument at the end of the Champs-Élysées, honoring those who fought for France during the French Revolution and the Napoleonic Wars. A military parade held in Washington earlier this year to mark the Army's 250th anniversary was inspired by a similar event Trump had witnessed on the famous Parisian Boulevard 8 years ago, reportedly as a guest of France's President Emmanuel Macron. It was unclear as of now if the White House has presented the proposal to the National Capital Planning Commission, reportedly. The commission's offices, incidentally, have been closed during the government shutdown. On to the world of sport for now. A new experiment in cricket has been launched. It's called Test 20. It basically blends the multi-innings format of Test cricket along with the 20 overs per innings that we see in the shortest format. But then, is there really space for such a format in international cricket? And will it get the backing of the ICC? Let's just first tell you about this new experiment. The format has been conceived by sports entrepreneur Gaurav Bahirwani, who is the executive chairman of the 116 network. The organizers are calling it cricket's 4th format, but at this moment it's only an exhibition event. It's a blend of the oldest and the newest format of the game test and T20 cricket. A match in the Test 20 will be played over 80 overs in total, which basically comes down to 2 innings of 20 overs per side. Now, this tournament will be open for past and present players, but the involvement of top-level active Indian cricketers is highly unlikely, given the BCCI's strict rules. The organizers say that 8 Indians and 8 foreign players will be involved in the first edition, which is slotted for January 2026. 6 franchises will participate, 3 based in India, and the other representing Dubai, London, and the United States, respectively. What works for the tournament is that it is backed by true greats of the game, among them being A.B. de Villiers, Harbhajan Singh, Matthew Hayden. World Cup winning captain Clive Lloyd also gave this exclusive quote to WION about the new event. I'm quoting, "I'm a Test cricket person. There's no doubt about that. I feel we have neglected Test cricket over the years and we need to get that back into the system. It examines every part of your cricketing skills. I don't want to see the end of Test cricket. It would be a tragedy." That's what he said. Now, remember, this is not going to be played at international level, and the success of the league is not a guarantee. There are other leagues as well which have experimented a new format, among them being Hong Kong Super Sixes and the 100. The Super Sixes, again, an exhibition tournament with 6 players on each side, playing 6 overs in an innings. The Hong Kong event is popular among fans, but not sanctioned by the ICC, while the 100 has been heavily criticized for its format and could undergo a massive change next season. ICC approval is highly unlikely in the near future, and the cricket calendar is already packed. Now, cricket needs to reach out to a new audience, and there needs to be a proper long-term plan for the sport to go global. The tag of the fourth format of cricket is a heavy one indeed, and only time will tell whether the Test 20 can live up to it. Switching gears for now, a digital crisis quietly deepening across Southeast Asia, and the world is only beginning to catch up, it seems. A new global report has issued a stark warning that children in Southeast Asia are among the most exposed to online threats and among the least protected. The findings coming from the Child Protection in Cyberspace Index released by the Singapore-based DQ Institute. Let's just break this down for you. The report reveals that nearly 8 in 10 children in Southeast Asia between the ages of 8 and 18 have encountered at least one form of cyber risk, and that number jumps even higher in South Asia. From cyberbullying to data hacking and exposure to explicit content to online grooming, exploitation, these risks range in many kinds. And while countries like Australia, New Zealand, the UK are making significant progress with tough regulations and online safety laws, many developing nations still lack even basic digital safeguards. Australia has already passed a legislation, remember, to ban under-16s from social media platforms, with strict penalties for platforms like Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. New Zealand, meanwhile, following closely, the UK's Online Safety Act is now in force, putting legal duties on tech companies to protect children from harmful content. Singapore also has proposed a powerful new law to compel platforms to remove harmful content and protect the users with tough penalties for non-compliance. Meanwhile, Malaysia considering banning social media for children under 13. After a recent school stabbing case raised alarm about online influence on youth violence. But despite these steps, most children in the region remain dangerously exposed. It's a major concern. Experts saying education, teacher training, parent awareness must accompany regulation to have a real impact. According to the CPC index, risks can be reduced by 15% if children are simply equipped with the right knowledge and digital skills. Low-cost, high-impact solution, especially for developing countries. In a world where a child can be targeted with just a click, unfortunately, the message is loud and clear. Cyberspace is no longer just a virtual space. It's the new front line when it comes to protecting our children and their futures. In a powerful reaffirmation of their enduring partnership, Russia has announced a significant move, underlining decades of robust military cooperation that goes far beyond the traditional strategic partnership. Addressing the press in New Delhi, the Russian ambassador emphasized that approximately 70% of India's military equipment is of Russian origin. He also highlighted that the relations between the two nations are built on deep trust, shared battlefield experience, and cutting-edge joint production. Russia has also expressed its readiness to support India's advanced medium combat aircraft program. Moscow has offered local production of its cutting-edge Su-57 fifth-generation fighter jets.
Building on this legacy, we can move confidently toward local production of the Su-57 fifth-generation fighter, supporting India's AMCA program.
This program is India's ambitious effort, remember, to develop its own fifth-generation fighter. It aims to push and bolster the combat capabilities with its focus on stealth, supercruise, and advanced avionics. It seeks to deliver state-of-the-art air superiority, precision strike, and survivability in contested airspaces. In fact, from the supersonic BrahMos missiles to the Su-30 MKI fighter jets, from T-90 tanks to naval frigates, the Indo-Russia cooperation has transformed India's defense capabilities. Technology sharing and local manufacturing are key factors which generally take center stage. And looking ahead, Russia and India are set to deepen their collaboration even further. Russia's Su-57 is a fifth-generation stealth multi-role fighter designed for both air superiority and precision ground attack missions. The Su-57 is comparable to the US F-22 and F-35 in terms of its capabilities. And with advanced features like super cruise, integrated electronic warfare systems, long-range air-to-air missiles, the Su-57 offers a decisive edge in air-to-air and air-to-ground combat. This announcement coming at a critical juncture after US President Donald Trump's recent claims that India had assured the United States it would stop buying Russian oil. And this statement was quickly rebutted by India's Ministry of External Affairs. India firmly reiterated that its energy import decisions are guided solely by its strategic interests and the need to safeguard Indian consumers in a volatile global market.